Hello, and welcome to the Feudal Times, where we discuss everything feudal. If it's feudal and it's in the Times, it's in the Feudal Times, where everything is feudal in the Feudal Times. Our top story tonight comes from the year 1164. King Henry II of England had wanted all clergy members who had committed a criminal offense to be handed over to the royal court for sentencing, rather than the church court. Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, did not agree with this suggestion, for reasons unknown, though it is thought that he was reluctant to be unloyal to the church. For this, the king took away all of his property, forcing Becket to flee to France. 6 years later, he had been let back into England as head of the English church, though soon after he had angered the king with 4 knights overhearing him say, "Why would no one rid him of the meddlesome priest?" On December 29th, 1170, he had been killed after his refusal to obey the king even after he had been appointed by Henry and was a good friend at the foot of the Canterbury Cathedral's altar. Europe was not happy. We have received news clips from our news reporter, Lukakivis Kato1 Laxdale Saga Jr. on the case. How are you doing there, Luca?
It's crazy down here. It's 1172 and people are going insane at the outrage at the Becket murder. I've been told that, oh, look over there, it's a shrine to Thomas Becket, and Pope Alexander III has stepped out of his castle to announce his announcement.
I, Pope Alexander III, can clarify that the king cannot interfere with the affairs of the church court, and as of now, Thomas Becket will be forever remembered as a saint. This religious shrine will be glorified for eternity. Bishops, deacons, priests, clerks, nuns, and monks will now be sentenced under the church court, which will continue to give its moderate sentences. The literacy test to prove IDs of church full and imposters shall face appropriate consequences. Like you.
Back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Luca. That was a very important story because, as we know, the Catholic Church was the only religious institution in Europe and was the only place Christians could practice their religion. Nearly every single village had at least one priest and one church. This made the church very powerful and influential. If you were excommunicated from the church, you could no longer participate in church activities, such as marriage or the blessing before death. Many people feared the idea of excommunication because for them, it meant they would surely be sent to hell. As well as this, taxes called teeth, worth about 1/10 of their incomes in crops or cash, supported the church. Any young people out there interested and inspired by the love of God? The church had an opportunity for people to devote their entire lives to study and pray. This was also a good way to improve their social standing. Now, we have Kevin Moon with Traffic.
Welcome to Traffic with Kevin Moon. There is a major problem today in the Edinburgh area, but before I go deeper into that, I would like to say a few words from our sponsor. Axe. Small nice, play dirty. It's upside down, isn't it? The Canterbury crossing has been blocked off due to a rather strange incident. I think I'm broken. After running for 5 years straight, the infamous YouTube star Retarded Running Horse has finally stopped to give birth as the world welcomes the new baby. On the tape, here is the Retarded Running Horse. Hello, my name is Kevin Moon, and I can teleport. And now to sports. On to sports. Yesterday, the justing competition was a bloody mess. Sir Lancelot has had a very serious mishap in some very private parts. I quote him saying, "Jousting is a pain in the." And today I have a very special guest. He is a very drunk farmer. He has come to share his stories about his inspirations from Robin Hood. Here he is now. Please welcome Luca. Hello, Mr.
I'm not wrong.
Mr. Luca, would you tell us on what your very first inspiration that you felt from Mr. Robin Hood?
Robin Hood and my mom had a thing going on for about 26 years. Did you know I'm Robin Hood's son?
Moving on, Mr. Luca here would like to show us some demonstrations.
Okay. So now I will do what my great daddy Robin E did when he was younger. Instead of shooting an apple on top of little Jimmy's head, I'm gonna shoot a log on top of little Kevin's head. Jump up and down, stay still. ABC, easy, 1, 2, 3.
And back to you, sir.
More simple story.
Well, that was very interesting, Kevin. Thank you. Do you like to talk? To eat many different types of food? Do you like to sit down and just have some lazy time? Do you think you know the life of a monk/nun? We have Kevin back in medieval times, and he has more on that story.
Back here in medieval times, many women and men can choose to become nuns and monks. Becoming a monk or a nun isn't easy peasy lemon squeezy like they say. The men went into monasteries and the women entered into nunneries or covets. Upon their arrivals, they had to take vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. We're here with monk Lukakivis Ketelman Laxdale Saka II in his religious household, and he's going to tell us about his life as a monk. Hello, Mr. Luca, the monk. We don't have all day!
Kevin!
Oh.
Monks aren't allowed to speak in religious houses except to pray. Jeez!
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Technical difficulties. Sorry for those technical difficulties. We have come up with a solution for this problem of him not being able to speak. So Mr. Luca here is going to write down everything on paper and I will read it out for all you viewers out there.
When I was 13, I had my first love. There was nobody that compared to my baby and nobody came between us or could ever come above.
I was young when I decided to become a monk. I thought devoting my life to God would be a good thing. It is a lot of work though. We wake up multiple times during the night to pray and wake up early in the morning to pray. We're not allowed to speak unless we're praying. The food is simple and there aren't many comforts. In the little spare time I get, I mostly decide to study or pray or copy and illustrate books. You can leave now, Mr. Luca.
Hi, I'm Bob from Entertainment Today, and my guest today is Lady Gaga. What's your name?
Hello, Luca.
Hello.
Bob. In the feudal times that we are living in right now, music is very thin and it is slowly drifting away. But I would like to challenge that and I want to bring it back because I was born this way, baby.
I heard that last night at your concert. You were mauled by a bear.
That bear has opened so many new doors for me, and as it dug around in my chest, and as it tore my heart apart, literally, it has set me free into this beautiful musical persona I am today. And actually, I'm writing a song.
What's it called?
The Bear That Stole My Heart.
Well, that was a very interesting interview with Lady Gaga of the Manor. Give me a round of applause for Lady Gaga of the Manor, everyone. Yeah. Stop. I have with me here Mr. Kunjin Proninsi.
It is Konjin Proninsky.
We have this guy here with us to talk about how devoted life is in the medieval times to faith and religion. Over the phone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, my days consist of sleeping, eating, peeing, and praying. I have to pray and be faithful so that I shall not go to hell. if I do something bad, or if I ever were to do something bad, I would have to pay for it.
Okay, so what are your views on the church?
The church teaches us that God is all-powerful and brings us success or failure, sickness or health, drought or rain. And the church gives us many benefits and ways to get closer to our Lord.
But aren't you skeptical of anything? I mean, there's a lot to believe.
Of course not. Everything that happens is a part of God's big plan. One day I hope to be a hermit, to isolate myself to God.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Oh, you're welcome. I will be hanging up now.
Okay. Well, that's it for today, folks. Tune in next time for a very interesting video premiere of the famous LKM 2RS Studios. Remember, the Feudal Times, where we discuss everything feudal. If it's feudal and it's in the times, it's in the Feudal Times, where everything is feudal in the Feudal Times.